Good afternoon, it's Jan from Twink Stamping. I'm an independent UK demonstrator. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am continuing on with my little mini series, it seems, showing you what I did with the uh, stamped papers using the new Incolours. This is the card that the colour should I say, that I've been using. This is Orchid Oasis, and I made last week these two cards with the papers. Hope you like those. Nice glittery one there. Today I'm going to show you what I did with the rest of this card. You can see I've actually started on the Sweet Sorbet one. Lovely colour. Yeah, so I'm going to try and come up with a few ideas with these and carry on showing you what I've been making. But today I'm going to show you what we're going to be making. This is what I did with the rest of the cardstock, with the paper, should I say. Can't quite make my mind up yet whether I want to put a bow in the middle of that or just to leave it. I know one of my ladies will definitely say, don't put ribbon on it. Don't like ribbon. But I'm not quite sure. See, that's with it on. So I'm not quite sure. These little gems here are actually made up. It looks all fluffy there through the camera. Are made up of a sequin from the Sparkle and Shine sequins, and I'm not sure if you can make it out, but can you see that I've put a little domed gem on the top. Now they are brand new from Stampin' Up. They're called effervescent, I can't even say the word, effervescent elements, and they are, I've got to be really careful because trust me and ask me how I know, they go everywhere if you're not careful. Now just look at those. Aren't they beautiful? They're spherical and they're iridescent. They're lovely, and they come in all different sizes too. Some small ones. You have to be really careful. As I say, just now I opened it up and I pinged one straight across the table. Lost it, no idea where it is now. There's the large ones, there's medium sized ones, which I can't find at the minute. Just trust me on that. Large, medium and small. And there's supposedly 2,300 of these in this little pot. So they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But just be careful, make sure you keep the lid on. So ask me how I know. Yes, so I used that, but what I put underneath it was one of these. Now, I don't know if I can get him. Can you see him? He's got a little hole in the centre. So I put glue on underneath it. When I pop that on, the glue seeped through. So I then added one of those little balls onto the top. I mean, obviously, I want one of you. Oh, there's something in there. Look, making that jump about. You may not want to do it if you're posting them because they will stand proud. But because mine are going in a box, on a box, you know, you're going to be hand delivering this. You're not going to be popping it in the post box, are you? So these are the little cards that I have made, and they are using up the rest of that piece of paper. They are all the same. Obviously they're not they're all the same in as much as they're all the same colour, they're all the same design, but obviously the papers will work out differently on each card. I did need to cut or make, should I say, another strip. It wasn't a very big strip, but it was enough to get a flower in it. So maybe half this size, again, because I wanted to create this flower And I also wanted to create these beautiful little flowers that I've put in the centres, and they're they're punched out of a punch, it's a single punch. It's this one. It's a retired one now, I'm afraid, but I'm sure you've all got shapes and sizes in your stash, you know, for little flowers. I just thought it could do with just a lovely little flower on the side there. You could put anything on the side. You could put a little butterfly or anything, but I just wanted to make a little flower. So that's what I did on mine. I'm popping them back in the box away from the flowers all pointing a different way because I didn't want to flatten them. So anyway, that is what I did using this last bit of card. I hope you like it. So I thoroughly enjoyed making it. It's right up my street, making boxes and things, so which I haven't done for a long time. Like I say, kind of lost me mojo along the way. Same as I've lost me bow. My bow seems to have disappeared now. Did it drop in the box? Honestly, I can't be trusted. No, it's not in the box. I've no idea. I've no idea where it's gone. No, don't know. It'll turn up, I expect. Oh, what am I like? I've even just looked in my pocket in case it's gone in my pocket. No. Under there. Look, it's here, look. It's hiding. That's the sort of day I'm having today. You wouldn't believe, well, you might believe, this is probably about take 560 today. Trying to get this video sorted with the phone ringing, and then the box lid didn't fit because I've done the wrong calculations. So a little tip, when you're making things, write down the sizes, okay? Because you'll end up doing what I do and end up doing it half a dozen times wrong every time you want to replicate it, okay? So just bear that in mind. The other thing to bear in mind is when you are making boxes for cards, please don't measure the card, measure the envelope, because the envelope is always going to be bigger. Ask me how I know. So yes, I've not had a brilliant time of it because I get everything wrong. Anyway, we are going to attempt to make the box first. You are going to need a piece of cardstock for the base of your box. Again, I have chosen the Orchid Oasis, which I think is lovely. Get those furry bits off. This measures 6 3/8. Now the way I measured it was my envelope measured 4 3/8. See, it was 3/8 bigger than my 4-inch cards. So it just goes to show I was 3/8 of an inch out. So it's 4 3/8 of an inch, and then I wanted an inch each side of my box. So the depth, that's the depth I wanted, an inch here. So you have to add an inch each side. Okay, so the box eventually is going to measure 6 3/8 of an inch square. You are going to then score it at 1 inch on each side. So we all make mistakes, and I've got a few boxes down here that have got no lids, or lids and no bottoms, because I've done one bit wrong. It happens to the best of us. Hopefully that's going to be the right size. The next thing you're going to need is a white piece of card for your lid, and this is going to measure 5 15/16. Okay, so that's one back from the 6-inch. Okay, if you've got 16ths on your ruler. Oh, I forgot to give the measurements to you in centimetres. Now the blue one, rewind a bit. The blue one is 16.2 centimetres square, score at 2.5 centimetres all the way round. Okay, that's that one. So 16.2 centimetres, score at 2.5. And the top is 5 15/16 and score at 3/4 of an inch on all sides rather. And the metric for that is 15.1 centimetres square and score at 1.9 centimetres all round. I hope that's correct. If it's not, you're going to have to tell me. So I do get this wrong constantly. I'm out of practice, that's what it is. I say boxes were no, you know, I could always get them. Not always, but 90% of the time I would be able to calculate the measurements and everything correctly. But anyway, I'm going to cut up the, you can see there's a little, you've got a little square at the side. On all 4 squares you are going to cut up, and then you are going to chamfer the edges. Oops. Cut that one a bit more there because it's right on the score line. I got that. I normally like to cut beyond the score line. Can't see it. You see my little plaster there. I was using my scissors earlier, like I'm doing now, and the point of the scissor dug in my finger. I can never craft, to tell you, without cutting myself. You ask my ladies, they'll tell you. Also, I'd like to apologise for my hands as well, with the cuts and bits and pieces that you can see. I went out into the garden. I wanted to chop some trees. I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but the brambles didn't want me to cut the tree. So we're doing everything it could to protect it. I didn't have gloves on. I was so determined I was going to get the tree out. I didn't want a tree growing in my flower bed. I think it's the squirrels keep burying their acorns, because I've got 2 oak trees out there that weren't there before. And we certainly didn't plant them. Right, here we go. Right, let's try and get this box put together. Then hopefully I can go and get myself a cup of coffee. So I've been out here ages. This is like take 500 and whatever I said it was, because I kept getting it wrong. Can't even guarantee that this one's going to be right, but we can hope. I bet I get a few frowns from people with saying as it is. Anyway, never mind. I thought I was being kind. I don't know if I've told you this either. I thought I was being kind the other day. The squirrel, first I better tell you, I'm just putting glue on all of the tabs, on the outside of the tabs. Yes, the squirrel was out there yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before. And I saw him climbing up the feeder to get the suet balls that are out there. So I thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to be kind to him today. So I came indoors and I got him a fat ball, suet ball, whatever you want to call them. And I took it outside and I rolled it across the floor, right in line with him. and just before it got to him, a seagull came down and nicked it. Now I don't know if they call that karma or whether it was just damn unlucky for the squirrel. I did think it was funny at the time, but I did feel sorry for him as well, so I got him another one out and I poked it in the bushes around the back of the shed or the studio, so that he would at least get something to eat. Blessed seagulls. Oh, sorry, I just chucked that over the side. That's my base made. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same now with the... No, before I do that, because I always forget to do this, I'm going to get myself a punch. The punch I've got is 1 3/8 of an inch. Again, sorry, retired product. Never going to get rid of any of these punches. And I'm just going to make a finger, you know, so you can open it easier. So, yep, so that's that. And now I'm going to pop glue on. This time I'm only going to do 3 sides. I'm going to ink them all up, but I'm only going to stick 3 together, and I'll show you what I'll do with the last one. It's just a little tip I learnt along the way. So that's the first one. Just hold it for a second because it takes just a minute or so for the, or not minute, but a few seconds for the glue to grip. Start going round. Yeah, I did feel sorry for the squirrel. Seagulls, bane of my life they are. They poop all over my car because they nest on top of the house near the chimney breast. It must be nice and warm in there in the winter. But yeah, they poop all over my car, then they sit and watch us eat every 5 minutes. Right, this, I think I've got success. Now you'll see that the last one's left open. So what I'm going to do is I've actually popped the lid onto my base. So I'm going to get an absolutely perfect fit now. And my tab can be closed like that. And there we have the box. You don't know how pleased I am that the box fits. I've let that glue go off there. Just going to leave that on there for a minute because that glue, that keeps coming undone. So there is my little box with that 3/4 of an inch side there. Perfect. And all you're going to do is layer these up. I've got glue all over my fingers. Best get myself a wipe, I think, before I start, because I'll get glue everywhere. All right. I'm going to pop my white onto me Orchid Oasis. I think this is going to be a very popular colour, you know. Me purple blue. Right, so that's down. No messing today, please. Glue just goes everywhere. I envy these ladies who just go plop, 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 and it's all done. Without getting glue all up your arms and all over your fingers and everywhere it shouldn't be. I'm going to pop that in the centre. Oh. Pop that centre-ish. Not bothered if it's not spot on. That'll do for me. I think that just needs to come over just slightly. There we go. That's that. Now this is the tricky ones. These are my little purple. These are my little gold foil strips now. This is where I normally get it everywhere. So I'm going to use my tweezers. Tweezers. There's already glue on it. Where did that come from? I'm just going to butt that up against that piece of cardstock. This is it. This is where the glue goes everywhere. And I'm going to spend hours now trying to get the glue off the foil. And I'm not going to do it now because it's wet. I'm going to leave it. So annoying. Right. Just pop this on here. I'm going to leave that as it is because I know that I can get that off later. Right, I'm just going to finish off now by putting this on top of the box. Hopefully it fits on the box. That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Right, I want it that way. So I've got a nice border around there. Oh, these furry bits, I must change my blade. It only does it with certain card. I think it is to do with the density of the card or something. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm doing it, aren't I? I'm trying to get rid of it. Oh, it's so annoying. Leave it, Joan, leave it. Right, I have already stamped and fussy cut one of the flowers, the same flowers that I've used on here, and that is just going to go on there like that. It almost hides that. Almost could get it like that. That'll do. So this is going on with just did I put it flat? I think I did, yes. It's going to go there. Love this little spray of flowers. So I'm going to pop that on there, and then I'm just going to add my my gems. Okay, I'm not going to do that now because I've been on here 20 odd minutes now, and I've shown you how to use the box, make the box. So it's now up to you how you finally decorate it. So I don't know whether that bow goes on, but I like it though. So I'm going to pop that to one side now, and let's get on with our cards. As I say, you're going to need, I'm only making one, I'm not making 4. You're going to need a 4 inches by 8 inches piece of card as your base. If you've got 12 by 12, if you have 12 by 12 cardstock, great, because you can get your 4 cards out of that. If not, unfortunately, you can only get 2 out of a 8 by 11 piece of card. So I was lucky enough, I've got some 12 by 12 white cardstock, so made that. That's that's 4 inches by 8 inches. Score at 4 inches. Then you're going to have a mat that measures 3 7/8, which will give you a nice little border around the edge. Let's get one of the cards out so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put my card to one side because I've actually matte that on top. That's where that's going. So now you're going to need to get yourself some patterned paper, your patterned paper, and we're going to cut that. Now I've got to remember how I cut it now. I've got a feeling I did, it's 5 centimetres, 5 centimetres, approximately 5 centimetres. What have I got left? So that's perfect. So I can get 1, 2, 3, 4 that way, okay? And it's 5 centimetres by 5 centimetres by 9.8 centimetres. 9.8 centimetres, which is what this is, 9.8 square. Sorry, I forgot to give it to you in metric, didn't I? 9.8 centimetres square. Right, so let's cut these. So if it's 9.8 centimetres that way, that's correct, isn't it? 9.8, and then it's 5 centimetres that way. So let's do that way. 9.8. 9.8. I do hope I'm doing this right. By 5 centimetres. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've got for my 4 cards, I've now got my 4 bottom pieces, okay? And out of my strip, I can cut this in half, hopefully. I need 9.8, 9.8 that way, 9.8 this way. What a shame, I could have used that other piece. 9.8. 9.8. So then, how much does it? It's 4. Oh, it's just less than 4, isn't it? So try and cut that in half. I'm useless at doing this when it's so small. I'm just going to cut that in half. One bit will be a little bit bigger than the other. I'm not worried about that. As long as it's almost half, as long as it's straight, I'm not bothered. All I'm left with out of that one piece of cardstock is that paper is that, and I could get some flowers out of that. So that's what you're going to need. You're going to need 4 tops. Let's pop that down there. So that will fit onto there, and this will fit onto here like that. Then you'll need to get yourself 8, oh no, 2, 4, 6, yeah, 8 strips at 9.8 by half a centimetre, and they are going to go like that and like that on your card, and then you are going to stamp onto your card, which is a little tad risky, but let's remember it's just a card. It's got 2 sides to it, so if necessary we'll have to turn it over. Not that I want to do that. So these I will keep now for later to do my other cards. That is not classed as scrap, by the way. I will need that for something. I am absolutely sure of that. I did have a bag that had all that in, but seems to have, oh, here we are. This is my bag of scraps that I've started already. So now what I've got to do is the stamping. So I'm going to leave that there. Try and get it straight. And leave that in situ for a minute. Doesn't have to be straight, Jan. It doesn't have to be perfect. Leave that like that. I'm going to get my stamp set, and I'm going to use the beautiful Happy Birthday. I love this Happy Birthday from the Flowing Flowers. Absolutely love it. Love the font on it. I don't like the fact that I can't see it when it's on my block. So I'm going to test it on a piece of paper before I actually stamp, because I don't want to have to do it a million times. So where's my ink pad? My Orchid Oasis. So everything is matching. All I've literally used, the only thing I haven't used that's not Orchid Oasis is the white base card and the gold foil. Everything else has been Orchid Oasis. Let's just try this for starters. That'll do me. Right, keep your fingers crossed that this is going to work for me. There's fluff on everything. Right, I'm hoping you don't see the top of my head. I have to bring it over here. So I do need to lean over. Can you still see me? Yes, just about. Hold your breath. It's gone down now. So let's have a look. I'm going to get that out of the way. Dangerous. It's going to be okay, because that is where it's going. That's where it's going. The card was much easier to make than the box. As I say, this was quite a nice little project to do. I sat quite quietly out here and I was watching DI on the TV, on my ITV catch up or BritBox, whichever one it is. Thoroughly enjoyed myself just sitting here crafting and watching telly, my favourite pastime. Sometimes I have my music on. Other times I like to watch a bit of telly, depends what I'm doing. But I need some noise. I can't be doing with being out here with nothing. You know, I have to have something on, because I haven't got the noise of the family around me in the house like I would in the house. All I can hear out here is quite nice, is the birds, but no, I need a bit more company than that. Right, shall we put that there like that? Let me turn that around. There we go. That weren't bad, was it, that Happy Birthday? After I've done this, I've got to go and get the dinner on. Should be ringing my daughter as well in a minute. She'll be wondering where I've got to. Oh, that's just in there. Could have done with coming down very, very slightly. But like I said, it's done now. Look, that could have done with coming down just a wee bit. But I'm not changing it now. It's down. It's down. That's where it's going. And this is where it's going on here. I am sure that whoever I give this to will be happy. And it's not going to sit and scrutinise it. If they did, now they'll just know that it's handmade with love. And that's all that matters. This is getting stuck to my fingers. There we go. I'm going to turn it over. There we go. Done. It's a shame that it was a bit too far up, but I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. It's one of them things, isn't it? I'm not doing take 595. No, that is how it's going to be. I'm just going to quickly do my little flowers. I'm going to, I need my little ball tool. Here it is. I'm sure you've all got something that you can use to shape your flowers. I like to shape my flowers upside down, putting a circle in the centre, or going moving in circular movements in the centre. I don't know what's right, what's wrong. This is how I shape my flowers. A lot of people just screw their flowers up. I can't do that. Goes against the grain. So literally just pushing the ball tool up the flower petals in the circle, then I turn it round and I squash it, and that gives it a shape. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on these. It is a little bit tough. I do actually spray with a little drop of water, but for time's sake, and also it's ink on the back, I don't really want it get the ink all over the place because it will react with the water. So there we go, roll in, push down and push down like that. So that creates your little flower. I'm going to pop some glue on the back. Pop that in the middle. Slightly offset it to the petals that are already on the bottom. Oops. Come on now, don't play games. Like that. And then a bit of glue on the bottom of this one. And then do exactly the same. Although it looks like they're both the same size, you can see the pointy bits. If the colours were different, you would see. But I quite like it like this. And then I put a gem from the Classic MAC dots in the centre of that one. And then voila, that is your flower. And then I'm just going to pop that onto here. You can have it either side, you can have it this side or that side. Don't know why, but I always gravitate to the right. Put that down. There we go. That's my little flower. It's slightly off-putting because one of the leaves is white and it makes it look like it's crooked, but it's not. Come on now, stay where you are. Oh dear. I'm just not going to touch it. Stop touching it. I'm just going to leave that as is at the minute. And now I need to get my you know what I'm going for, don't you? You absolutely do know what I'm going for. My Wink of Stella. Just going to pop a bit in and on. Just different bits of the card. So the card's not perfect, unfortunately. So that could have done with coming down a little bit. If I'd have checked it without sticking it down, I could have taken a wee bit off this top piece to accommodate for the fact that I'd stamped up slightly higher. But it's okay, you can still see the happy birthday on it. It's still there. In fact, it looks drunk. Something's not quite right there. But you get the gist. You get the gist. This is the original. It's not far off the original. As I say, I think that looks a little bit drunk, actually. But who knows? Who knows? They're not going to, as I say, anyone that I gave it to would not scrutinise it to such an extent. So, oh, I haven't put my little sequin on. Put it in the centre of this one. And that will be it then. I can let you go. I'm sorry it's taken me a long time to get these done. Oh, they're slippery things, these are. That's it. The glue dries clear anyway, so you're not going to see the glue. And that's it. So that is what I've done with all of the cardstock or paper that we've created using just one stamp set and no, two stamp sets actually, wasn't it? It was the this one for the happy birthday, so 3 sets actually. I got it wrong. Then we used the Eden's Garden for the beautiful flower spray, and we used Delicate Dahlias for this to create the smaller, flowers there. Yeah, okay, right. I think that's about it. Thank you very, very much for stopping and listening and being with me for this little I don't know what it was, little series using that one sheet of paper. I'm hoping to do some more exactly the same and creating different projects. As I say, I've already started one with the sweet sorbet, which I will be showing you next week. Something quite different to what I've made here. So have a lovely evening, and like I say, thank you very much for stopping with me. If you liked what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me to grow on YouTube. I'm getting quite close now to my 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully I'll be able to go live on more occasions. Yeah, so if you could like and subscribe, and even leave me a comment if you want any information or need advice about anything that I've done today, please do contact me. All my contact details are down below. My Stampin' Up shop is linked down below too, to give you all the products that I've been using. So thanks again, and I'll catch you all again soon. Bye bye now.